My father never gave me what I wanted.
What is the biggest lie people believe about success?
Biggest mistake that I did? Oh my god, no. The more success, the more problems. The day AI starts having emotions, that's the day we need to start worrying.
What do you think is the one thing that most people misunderstand about doing business in Dubai? Any failed businesses?
I failed 3 businesses. It is difficult. Lots of sharks.
All right, we're here with another episode with a special guest, Mahdi. It's good to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. I just wanted to say for the audience here, if they don't know you who you are, who is Mahdi?
If you haven't seen me pop on social media before, I am an entrepreneur. I'm a founder. Born and raised in Dubai. Lived all my life here. I'm originally Iranian. Not a lot of people get that. They think I'm, Arab, Lebanese. I'm Iranian. And I've been working as a sales guy since I was 16. And I've been selling everything. Like everything I could. I started by flipping shoes on Dubizzle in 2010.
Wow. You were one of the early onset of people using Dubizzle.
Early. It was so early. I remember those days. If you put it on Dubizzle, everybody went crazy about it. And I started flipping boots.
I think that was one of my first venture in terms of business right here in Dubai. I was selling those Yeezy shoes.
Yeezy shoes, yeah. I was selling different. It was a female brand. I can't mention the brand, but anyways, it was crazy. I used to buy them for like 400, flip them for like 600-700. I started by doing individual pieces. I used to drive in my Toyota Prado. It was a 2000 model. It's broken down. And I used to have the trunk of my car was filled with shoes. I used to go from one location to the other. And then what happened was a lot of my customers were moms. So when one mom went and talked to the other mom. So it was like this, chain reaction of moms calling me and going like, I want this color, I want that color, I want this. So it just went on, and I actually was able to fund my university by selling boots.
So you sold shoes,
Yeah.
and that funded your university.
Yeah.
What did you study?
Mass communications, media, advertising in Canadian University of University.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Did that help you with what you started today?
Of course, university. And what's crazy is I just gave one of my first guest lectures at the same university like 2 weeks ago. After 10 years, I went back. It did help me a lot in learning the fundamentals of the business. Sure, it allowed me to learn how to socialize, communicate 100%. There's so much that you should experience and learn when you're on the outside world, 100%, of course, but it did give you the fundamentals. I did graduate with an honors. It was all good. I was working throughout the 4 years.
It must be your parents a little pushing you, like you have to
Actually,
do
no,
good.
my parents didn't push me. My dad actually, when I went to university, he's like, you don't need to go work. I wanted to go because I didn't want to miss out. I didn't want to miss out on what every other kid is going through. And I did, and I'm happy that I did. But I was working. The reason why I chose Canadian University, and nothing to promote them or anything, but the reason why I chose them was because at the time they were one of the only universities that offered evening classes. So I could then work during the day and go study at night.
Smart.
Yeah, I couldn't stay still. I never could stay still. I just couldn't. I've been working since I was 16.
We'll talk more about that business
cool.
for sure.
Yeah.
But if we come back a little bit, what was that like? Did you have any personal challenge that shaped you to having now? I think you have a 6 figures
Yeah.
media agency that you're dealing with.
Yeah. 7 figures.
7 figures.
So I don't know, 8 figures. No,
So was there something that triggered like, I need to do this?
my father never gave me what I wanted, even though he had it. And he was the biggest push. I hated him at the time.
Oh, wow.
I love him today. We have the closest relationship. We're like best friends. But when I was 17, I couldn't stand his guts. Oh my God. Like I never got the car, if I remember when I went to him once and I'm like, give me like 5,000 dirhams. I want to go and, do something for myself, or I want to travel. He's like, they're offering jobs in the petrol station.
It's like, go work.
Go work. The money I made is not yours. The money I made is mine. I will give you until where my obligations are.
Mm.
I had to put you in school. I did. Didn't you graduate? You did. That's it. I'm not responsible for the rest. He he did that on purpose. He didn't do it because he just, was a mean human being. He did it with purpose. And I'm so grateful for the fact that he did what he did because he made me the person I am today. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have been where I am.
I think a lot of the people who usually have rich parents, they get spoiled a lot.
Mm.
Once you reach a point where you're spoiled too much, you don't have that ambition.
It becomes very difficult
It's like
for you.
you got everything you need. Why would you want to pursue more? I have the similar nature of my dad. Was like I wasn't really silver spoon. Like he would support me with all the education. He was like, "Look, when it comes to knowledge, I'll support you all I
Yeah.
can. But when it comes to getting your things, everything is on you.
It's on you. Fun, pleasure.
Like even getting my own car, I got it with my own money. My house, my own money. Like even finding a job, maybe he would support in some ways that he can, but I still had to do my own in order to present myself.
Sold me his car.
Sold you your car. Well, there you go.
So yeah, it was that kind of was the turning point in my early career to go like, I gotta make it. I gotta make it happen.
Mm.
And I fell into that mindset and I'm glad I did. And I push, and I've been selling since day one. I was making money, but I decided to go work and intern for a company just to learn from them. And that was a publishing company that enabled me to learn advertising, media, sales. Back in the day, we were doing magazine ads, newspaper ads. I've sold newspaper ads and I've still maintained some of the relationships I built from that day, but I opted to go and work for free.
Mm.
I never expected anything.
So you started working for free and then you started getting.
Yeah, for free. And the money I was making was from the value that I brought, and then I put a price tag on my value.
How do you know what you value yourself?
At that time, I was learning, so I knew if I'm bringing X amount of business in, then I'm surely worth Y amount. So let me just continue doing this consistently, so I could make sure that the demand is there for me. Then I will increase my rate on my supply, and that's basic economics. Like when you think of it, when there's more demand and the supply is less, you can increase your price. It was very simple, and I did that, and it worked throughout the journey of the early days when I was working as a salesperson.
So 16, you started selling into Brazil.
Correct.
And then after that, you started with the newspaper media ads.
Yeah, I was selling.
After that, how did he go about to start Trifid?
So the magazine, the publishing world was declining back in 2017, towards the end.
Okay.
And I was a sales manager and I had a team. And for me, the most important thing was get leads. Do whatever you can to generate leads. I had to generate leads. So because it was declining and there was no way I could kind of, even if when we generated the leads, nobody wanted to buy into it because it was just not giving results anymore, And it was the boom of the influencer marketing era, and everybody, was on social media platforms. Instagram was buzzing. TikTok was not there in 2017, but it came in 2018.
It was ByteDance. ByteDance, I think.
But it was Musically.
Musically?
Yeah, it was called Musically before that. And then I went to my ex-boss and I'm like, and this is like me after a lot of conversations with them, I'm like, I'm going to start this. And if I do, I just want a percentage of the department, give me a percentage of the revenue that's generated in the department. So what I did was I generated the income. I got a contract for $500,000 for influencer marketing. We don't even have it.
Was this like a budget that you manage the influencer marketing or just for you?
I sold to a client this package for 1 year worth of work to sell them influencers that were ongoing at the time to be able to go through them. And I had to meet 500 influencers to sign 30 of them exclusively with the company back in the day.
Oh, wow.
But what was different that I was doing was back in 2017, the influencer agency companies or management companies back in the day, they were just providing management.
Yeah.
They stepped away from a headache called production. And influencers needed content because as a creative person, you always get a block. No matter how creative you are, no matter how big of a team you have, there will always be a creative block that you need a team, an extra team, and a set of hands, etc., to assist you and help you in getting. So I was like, I'll be your content leg. I'll give you content in anything. It doesn't have to be branded. So if you want to shoot a makeup tutorial, I'll shoot it for you, but free. From the business that we get, I will take a percentage and a cut, which is basically what influencer management companies do.
So basically, any brands that come and approach the influencer, they will have to approach through you.
Correct. Yeah, because they're exclusive.
Yeah.
It's like in real estate, like a listing is exclusive. Here, the influencer is
Yeah.
exclusive. So both of these, a listing and an influencer, provide you with leads. So it eliminates the cold approach, which is the hardest part of sales, which any salesperson needs to overcome in a way. So I did that. It worked. And then when I generated the revenue, I went to my ex-boss and I'm like, I need cash to buy all of these things and support. He said, we don't have the capabilities today. But he said that to me after I went out and got everything that I needed to. So because of that, I left. And I went to one of my clients at the time who is very well known today. He's also my partner in my real estate company. His name is Tawfiq Khaidiya, the owner of Brands for Less, founder of Brands for Less.
Okay.
Yeah, the founder of Brands for Less. I've known him since 2015.
Wow.
So I used to sell magazine ads for Brands for Less and for himself as an entrepreneur. And I told him about the idea of TriFit, and he said, I love it. And I love you. And I'm like, I love you too. But we were very close. We have such a close relationship. And he was like, I'm in. So he invested into TriFit back in 2018.
Okay.
We launched TriFit at Brands for Less offices at the time. Very preliminary stage. And then we, after a while, mutual agreement, left the partnership, and I went on my own, starting the company. And in 2023, I went back to him. I'm like, if it wasn't for you, TriFit wouldn't have been where it is today, because you believed in a 24-year-old young kid with a dream and ambition. I want to give back a part of my next venture, which is my real estate company, and I want nothing in return but just for you to be present in it.
Wow.
And he said, sure, let's do it.
So like
So yeah,
the value of goodness that he gave back then, you were trying to return it back to him as
and I
well.
will any day. I've never done fundraising. I've never went to any entrepreneur or business or asked them for any.
You didn't have to pitch.
I didn't have to pitch. He was the first person I pitched to. He was the first yes I got. And if I ever have anything else to pitch, I will only go to him.
Oh wow.
I don't think I will do anything else. And I believe that I'm capable of building and operating something with the team that we've built today. And if we don't, and if we can't, then I'll struggle and I'll make it happen. That's the mindset I have and I believe in. And we've ventured into so many different businesses. Many have failed. But I think I want to put myself in a position to always say he believed. And if it wasn't for his belief back in 2018, when there was no TikTok yet, when he signed that deal with me to go into a partnership, TikTok didn't exist at the time. And then we became the first agency to come on TikTok and create content. And today we're the largest in the Middle East. So I think there's a lot that kind of connected to that decision. So I'm always going to be grateful to it.
Don't you think it's interesting that just now you're pointing out the story? I find that a lot of business happen because people like the other person. It's not about the value usually. It's about that I like this person, so I'm willing to invest on this
Yeah.
person or his venture, whatever it is.
Yeah, 100%. I believe that. I'm an example of it.
Yeah.
I'm a living example of it.
A lot of the cases, like even for me when I'm dealing with the government, it's like, we like Hamid. We want to work with him. It's not like, oh, Hamid just provides value. There's so many people that could provide value.
Yeah, people buy off of people.
Yeah, that's
100%. Always is always the case.
very true. Very true.
So that's kind of the story of how it started. And yeah, this is
Now you're like a more 7-8 figure business, mashallah.
yeah. So we have over 200 employees around the globe.
So you're not only based here only.
no.
Oh,
So we have teams across the GCC. In all of the 6 GCC countries we're present, and we have a team there active working. The next is Saudi after UAE, and then Qatar, Kuwait, Oman, and Bahrain.
so those are the currently based
Yeah, so right now as we are speaking, there are teams in Saudi and Oman shooting content right now. Like there are shoots happening at the
Wow.
and we have teams in Lebanon. A sales team, an outbound sales team sits in Lebanon. I've got teams available in South Africa, in Australia. They're remote workers. We've worked with 25 countries for our media company. It's crazy.
Kind of reminds me of, Love in Dubai in a way. They were targeting multiple cities, 22 cities, I believe. I was talking with Richard.
Yeah, Richard is such a
yeah.
smart man. I love what he's doing. I've been following him since day one. He follows what I'm doing as well. I see him watching.
I feel like all the competitors, in a way, they try to see what works, and they try to learn from each other. This is the game. You have to, either way, you got to know them.
You got to be inspired, right? Yeah. Like if there are other people that I'm potentially inspiring to do better, sure. And if they're doing it better than I am, then that's on me to point the finger at myself and going like, well, you need to improve and do better. And if I keep myself in that mindset, I'm always learning to adapt. I think the second that I will lose is the second that I stop wanting to adapt to what's new. I have to be open to it. And that's what helped me with TikTok. Everybody, all of the clients and brands that I was working with in beginning of 2019, when we jumped on TikTok, they were making fun that the app is a dancing app for kids. And I was like, no, it's not. And I actually have videos of me hosting TikTok workshops in 2019 where I'm telling everyone this app is going to be the biggest app on the planet. I have the footage on stories on TriFit Media's page saying that. So like me saying that and then it actually happening and pioneering on it. I mean, why not? We've, I think, achieved more than 10 billion views on TikTok just for TriFit.
Wow, that's a lot of attention.
Whoa. Attention.
10 billion?
More than 10.
I mean, it's more than the population of the Earth, if you think about it.
We have easily, I could say, over the past 4 or 5 years, we've achieved that. So
that's impressive.
Yeah, I mean,
and you're 31 years old.
I'm 31.
How many people can speak about that?
It's a good feeling. Yeah. It's a very good feeling. I'm very proud of him.
How does your father think about it right now?
Oh my God, he's the happiest. He's the most proud, and it makes me happy that today I'm in this position with him. I love how our relationship went from like there to like there, after just maybe 10 years.
Hey, does he say in a way like, if it weren't for me, you probably wouldn't have?
He never says. Maybe he thinks it, but he doesn't ever say it. No.
Got it. What is the biggest lie people believe about success?
That it's all money and cars and mansions and travel wherever you want to travel and buy whatever you want to buy and never have to worry about anything ever again. And the more successful become, the lesser you work.
How does that feel for you?
Oh my God, no! The more success, the more problems.
More money, more problems.
Oh my God, unbelievable. And if you don't learn how to delegate, you will fall so many times. And you have to be able to always have that mindset of getting back up and doing it again and again and again and again and again and again. So it just doesn't stop, but it's nice. I think I have created this environment that I don't feel there's ever a work-life balance because I enjoy what I do. I love it. I love it so much.
All right. It's like you're married to your business.
Yeah, and I am. I'm happy about it.
Happy relationship.
A very happy relationship. And it's growing. And why not? Good things take time to grow.
Sure.
Overnight success is not true.
You can't do it alone.
100%.
A lot of people that, even me, I realized this within the past few years, that if I really want to make something great, you need to have a team.
Yeah.
Trust, delegate. You only have 24 hours a day.
100%.
How many hours can you come up out of the 24 hours?
Yeah.
You need to sleep 7 hours. It's gone. Half of the day is gone.
100%.
Yeah.
And with our industries, emotions play a huge role.
Mm.
AI is great. I love AI, but it will never have the emotion human beings have. And the day AI starts having emotions, that's the day we need to start worrying. Because then this becomes
There's
very.
something about AI I want to talk about a little
We'll
more.
talk
Quick,
about,
quick,
yeah,
quick,
but
quick.
delegation is
Yeah.
important.
Going on to Dubai.
Yeah.
What do you think is the one thing that most people misunderstand about doing business in Dubai?
Misunderstand?
Yeah. Or like they have this illusion of if they do this certain business in Dubai, then this is how it's going to happen.
Wouldn't know how to answer that. It's the first time someone asked me that. I've never faced. I've always been around multiple nationalities all day, every day. It's the one place everybody respects everybody. Everybody appreciates everybody. You can walk on a street and you have like 30 different nationalities and it's all good. I don't know. What do you think, people? Could you tell me, maybe I could relate to your question a little bit more?
Usually when people have this vision of Dubai, they see Dubai as a land of opportunity,
Yeah.
which it is.
Correct.
But it's also a place where only the ambitious people thrive. It's not easy for the people who are just coming, they say, hey, I'm just going to open a simple business and I'm just going to win. You got to be so unique in your own way on how you deliver. It's not only that you added value, there's a lot of things that go behind it. The network you have,
100%.
the location of where you're doing your business. That's a
Hard
very important,
work,
and hard
hustle.
work, hustle. It's a very, very fast-paced world. You're living in a city that's very fast-paced. You hear news from one to another in just a few days.
Overnight.
Yeah,
A few days overnight. You
overnight, like
wake up,
everything there's
something
new.
new happening.
New projects, new opportunities, new initiatives by the government. I'm not saying from the city, like from the private sector, more from the government.
Government, yeah.
You have to be able to thrive and
Be
continuously
ready.
go
You
and
have to
be ready.
You always have to be ready. You always have to have room to sacrifice to jump on to the next thing to be able to survive.
That's how I say.
It is difficult. Lots of sharks.
So lots of sharks, and there can be a lot of, how I can say, like if you don't react now, you're gonna get left behind.
I'd like to say this. I said a lot. The train has taken off.
Mm.
Jump on it. If you don't, it's okay. It's just keep moving. No one's gonna stop it for you. It just keeps moving, and it is like that. It's always been like that for me. Always.
There's one quote by Sheikh Muhammad bin Rashid Al Maktoum. He says, "Whether you're a lion or a gazelle,
I've heard.
you better start running."
Yeah, you better start.
So this is how it is. The situation right here in
Doesn't
Dubai.
matter.
You're a lion,
Exactly.
you gotta run and eat.
Yeah.
If you're a gazelle, you better run from the lion. So
100%.
this is very true to Dubai. That the leader put the vision that Dubai is a place where you excel, where you become the best version of yourself. And that's how I see it. I think you've seen yourself. You became the best version of yourself right here in Dubai.
100%. From day one. From day one. And it's every day is a learning curve for me. Every day. And I'm open to it. Why not? I'm happy. I'm such a happy guy. I am what I am on socials. A lot of people come and say, maybe you're just like that in front of the camera. I swear to God, it's not the case. On, off. Just a happy person, because why not?
I feel that when I'm seeing social media, I can tell what is fake and what is not. But your personality, you showcase that this is you. This is who you are.
I'm not gonna hide anything about me. I do everything the way I do it. You know, on or off the camera, on or off social media. As long as I'm respectful, as long as I'm ethical, as long as I'm not damaging or hurting anyone or anything, just do it. Just go ahead and do it.
Do it.
Be a doer. Be a doer. Execution is everything.
Wonderful.
There's this thing that I say 99% of human beings think. They can think. 50% do what they think. 1% do it again after they fail. And that's the difference between someone that's successful and someone that just sits there and thinks.
And you failed businesses, right?
100. I failed 3 businesses.
So this wasn't like a lucky try where you just had to try for it and then you go.
I mean, yeah, I failed 3 times opening a startup before TriFit, which failed.
Mm.
TriFit worked. When TriFit worked, I opened a garage. It failed. I opened a bakery. It failed.
Oh wow.
And I opened a supermarket. It failed.
A
A
supermarket.
supermarket. Yeah.
Is it because of location?
It was the location one, and it was another idea I had was to make it a media supermarket. The idea failed.
Got it.
The idea I had was to give brands content in exchange for stock.
Okay.
Didn't work.
Well, now you know.
Didn't work. Failed.
So, what is the biggest opportunity that Dubai offers to the entrepreneurs right now, if you think, from your perspective?
Easy setup. Extremely easy setup. Something that in other countries it's not as easy as you think it is. Opportunity to engage and create, and the openness that you can, as long as you're within these this threshold of whatever, go ahead, utilize. And just, man, the diverse audience is the most. It's still like today. It's like, for me, it's like, wow, I can get to work with how many cultures. I don't think anywhere on the planet you would be able to learn as much as you can over here.
In a safe manner, too. Safety is not everywhere.
Safety, I mean, that's a given.
Yeah.
Something that's there. I'm born and raised here. For me, it's not like I haven't moved into Dubai to. I don't know anything else but Dubai.
Yeah.
So for me, it's like, of course, it's a beautiful thing. It's there. I think I do feel uncomfort when I go to certain places that are not, within the same safety measures that Dubai has, but it's not something it's something that's given to me. It's something that's, there always.
Now, going into business.
Yeah.
What is the biggest mistake entrepreneurs make when they try to scale? I mean, you scale to different cities. How do I know when I'm ready to scale to somewhere else?
Okay, cool. So you're ready to scale when when your business can operate for more than 2 weeks without you in the first place.
Interesting.
Yeah. And tests that I've actually
2
tested.
weeks.
2 weeks. 2 weeks, no interaction with anyone. If you're still maintaining 70% of the business, go ahead into your second city.
So how can I start that? Be able to make a system where
I mean, delegation, responsibilities, two things that are extremely, extremely important. And this is something that has been taught to me by a billionaire.
All right.
All right. Targets, rewards.
Targets and rewards.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Set targets, provide incentives.
KPIs?
Always.
Mm-hmm.
Targets, rewards. And the rewards could be budget or incentives. Could be either or.
Like you give bonus to your employees?
Bonus or a budget to acquire the target.
Mm.
And
Okay.
do backwards achievement. For example, you have a target of 1 million. You are left with 400,000 dirhams at the end of it when you manage to get that million. Okay? As an entrepreneur, you're a risk taker, right? You have to take risks. Otherwise, you're not an entrepreneur. It doesn't make sense. You can't be safe and an entrepreneur at the same time.
True.
Start spending the money you don't have to potentially make the money that you want to enable yourself to reach and make.
What do you mean when you say money you don't have?
That's a margin and a profit of any business, right? No matter what industry you're in. Now, this might not be very good advice for a lot, but you got to understand, you got to take this advice if you're willing to take the risk.
Mm.
And as an entrepreneur, you have to take risk and you have to spend. A lot of entrepreneurs don't want to spend.
Spend on what?
Anything to facilitate your business.
Like getting employees and...
It could be employees, it could be suppliers, it could be vendors, it could be a nice facility, it could be marketing, media. A lot of businesses don't value marketing the way they need to because they feel like TikTok is for kids, still to today.
Very true.
When Dubai chocolate is
went viral from TikTok.
From TikTok.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I still don't understand how businesses don't think that way. So I'd like to, think in my sense. Now, if you don't want to do the risk factor thing, always targets and have your incentives and rewards in place. Every week, I start my week with my teams guys, this is your weekly target. This is your weekly rewards.
So it's a weekly target,
Weekly.
not a monthly or quarter.
I live my personal is daily.
Oh, wow.
Me. I don't push this much on the team. But for me, it's daily.
How do you know if you're putting a target that might stress out the team? Because you want to make it a place where it's not too easy and not too stressed out where they feel like, I don't want to work with this company. How do you,
It is what it is.
how do you sure?
You will find the people that will push, and you will reward those people that push with incentives, with shares, doesn't matter. You will find. Not all are meant to do it. If every single person in every single company was to do all of that, then every company would be successful today.
Interesting. So let's say if I'm a startup.
Yeah.
I have only 2 people, 3 people with me.
Okay.
How do I put a realistic target? What that dictates that I could put 1,000,000 dirham saying that's my
It
target?
depends on your business. What is your business?
My business, for example, I have a real estate agency.
Okay.
I want to start now selling real estate right here in Dubai.
Okay.
My target, I want to have 1,000,000 on sales, like basically.
Okay. It's a good I mean, you gotta look at the market and you gotta look at the average sale value of how can you achieve that million? Is it 100 sales? Is it on average 20 sales, 15 sales? What is it? And then divide it across your people and how many hours they have in the day and how many hours of productivity are they gonna put into that work to achieve that. And then how are you gonna achieve? Are you gonna achieve it by having listings, or are you gonna achieve it by having to make different calls, or are you gonna achieve it by putting out 100 videos that could potentially go viral, promoting that you are a real estate broker so you can generate those leads, or are you gonna achieve it by doing ad campaigns and spending $10,000 to get back 300 leads and on a conversion basis convert 10% of that? There's so many metrics to look at.
I think what you're trying to say is basically put the target and then reverse engineer it.
Yes, reverse engineer. Always,
Look
always,
at like,
always.
okay, if I need to achieve that target, how many days and how many in terms of how much I need to get every day, basically.
Target, the risk option. Target, profit. How much of the profit am I willing to put in and risk as an entrepreneur to get that target? Now, if I don't have money, I have sweat equity, or I have sweat, basically, not sweat equity. I can put my time. What's your most valuable commodity ever?
Time.
Exactly. Right?
You never get it back.
No. When I started Trifid Media, I had a cap amount of 500,000 dirhams to spend on whatever I needed to spend on salaries, recruits, whatever. But I also was working 17 hours a day.
Wow.
No break. I knocked on every single door. Every single one.
So you cold reach. You basically reach everyone.
I reached out on, I barely did cold calls. I did a lot of cold DMs on Instagram.
I remember you mentioned one in one of the podcasts where you said like you would send a video as a cold DM.
I'll do it for you if you want.
Try it.
Cool.
All right.
Let's reach out to a real estate company, okay?
All right.
All right, cool. You want to call it something?
Let's say it's Catch Real Estate.
Or Hamad?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, cool. Because I have to personalize it because that's important, right? All right, cool. Let's go. I'm not going to actually be filming, but I'll do it so they can see. Hey Hamad, how's it going? Listen, man, I saw some of the content you posted on Catch's page, and it is really good. But I want to explain to you how I could show you that you could increase your conversion rates and multiply your lead generation by at least 2 times. And all I need is 10 minutes of your time. If you could give me the opportunity and the chance, I would appreciate it. Thank you. Done. Okay? That's just like 20 seconds, 22 seconds. Done. You read my message and you get cringed out and you're like, what is this? Like, what's happening? I don't want to watch this, whatever, ignore. On Instagram, I can see the fact that you've seen my message. If you've actually opened the video. If you open a message, you can actually take it. But if you want to open a video, you have to actually accept my request and watch that video. So I can see that you've watched it. Okay?
But sometimes, like, if you're sending a message, it doesn't allow you video first time. You have to send a text.
You can follow the person. You can send a request to the person if the person is private.
Mm.
Yeah, you got to do some work. You got to engage. You got to give, and then expect to take. You can't just pop up and just do a video, right? So, yeah, those are the micro stuff that you need to do. But then let's say you don't answer my message for whatever reason, right? So, after 2 days' time, I've DM'd probably 200 people because it also gives you a limit of DMing people, correct? And if I have content on my page already, the chances of the person watching the video is even higher because you have something to show as credibility towards yourself. So then the second DM would be this. Hey man, listen, I saw that you saw my video and you didn't respond, and it's okay. It's not a problem. I don't mean anything. If you ever change your mind and you need support in content creation or anything to do with marketing, you know where to come. My name is Mahdi. Thank you so much. Person 60-70% of the time will respond.
How many percentage of them actually convert to become?
Depends on the salesperson. A lot of people ask me this question, what's the conversion rate? And then I tell them, how's your salesperson? Because this is like a
Plays a role. Like I told you, relationships mostly work because they like the person.
100%. People come to me, you're gonna run this, and then service-based businesses, not product-based, because product-based, the product speaks for itself, right? There's no salesperson involved, especially when you're running ads. But when you're having other ways of conversion metrics and you're having service-based, so something that's not tangible, you need besides big purchases like houses, cars, etc., you need a salesperson to do it. So you tell me what's your conversion rate. I ask them, how good is your salesperson? I can close 9 out of 10, if not 10 out of 10. That's me though. Someone else might be able to close 2 out of 10. And maybe that person is not having a good month because they have certain factors affecting them. How do I know? I can't really put a number on your closure rate. It's so difficult.
But you mentioned something about increasing their conversion. How do you become so confident that you know you can deliver the results that you're speaking about?
Because I have done so many trial and errors first on my businesses. This is something that has helped me today become the largest in the Middle East. By far. I practice what I preach. Many agencies don't.
True.
Many agencies come and say, I can do this for you. I can make this for you. Then you go and check their own.
Terrible.
Nothing. Nothing. I don't want to say anything, but it's not what they are preaching. At least.
A lot of people do come to me and they say like, I want to be your video editor. I want to be,
And
I want to increase your conversion. And I look at their story. I'm like, their content. When I'm first trying to see if someone truly will deliver results, I look at their own page. If they can't do it for their own page, how would they expect me to believe?
To pay them to do it for me.
Exactly.
So that helped us a lot. When I started giving back to TriFit and TriSpace, TriFit Properties, and all the companies that today are operating, I first did it on us.
Wonderful.
TriFit for 5 years, I'm not gonna lie. For 4 years, I was posting client work. And we gained 30,000 followers because like we were just doing everything that we could in the market on just our Instagram and TikTok page. The second I started doing more on us and giving value on our content, we grew from 30,000 in 1 year to a collective of 8 million followers.
Wow. And how many content were you pushing every month?
Every day at peak, I was doing 25 posts on each platform.
One day.
25 posts per day on each platform.
How do you come up with the idea to do 25 posts?
Repeat. It works, do it again and again and again.
The same thing.
Different people. Because if it goes viral, it's not gonna, if a video goes viral and reaches 1 million people, and the second time it goes viral and reaches 1 million people, they are not the same million people.
True. Usually I have content like this that would go viral, but I feel like when I'm giving something about a initiative or I'm doing it on behalf of the brand, I feel like, should I do it again? It's already like I already spoke about this message.
Do it
It's
again.
still going.
Do it again.
Do it again.
Do it again.
Just different type of.
Do it again. And sometimes I have posted the same video. I have not even done it again.
Oh wow.
But after like 50 videos, I've posted it again. First time it got 8 million views. Second time 17 million views. Third time 54 million views. Fourth time 9 million views. Then I stopped.
Every 50 days you will post.
From the sale, not even, I post every 2 weeks, and they're still on the page. If we go to TriFit Media's page right now, we can still find them.
Wow.
If a
It says
video,
Instagram doesn't recommend it. Like, they don't repost it again or something like that. That's what they say.
it works. I don't know what they recommend or they don't.
Yeah. Well, what works?
For me, it works.
Yeah.
Even on TikTok, they say that reposting doesn't work. It worked for me.
Mm.
Got viral once, got viral again. It works. And I just posted. I just posted and posted and posted. And the biggest mistake that I did was when I started, we went from 30,000 followers to 800,000 followers in like 3 months. And then, because I was posting a lot, we lost so many followers. But then I also was like, whoa, it's working in English. Let me try in Arabic. So then I started posting in Arabic on the same page. And as I was gaining, I was losing so many followers because people didn't understood it. So then I lost close to 500,000 followers in the span of 2-3 months.
Oh, wow.
While also I was gaining followers. So it really didn't look towards that extent. And then I started an Arabic page beginning of last year, and today collectively it has 2.5 million followers. So I separated the languages completely. And that's an advice and a tip for whoever's listening. You need to separate. You can't put both onto the same page.
I was doing, for example, like now I do podcasts. I don't try to put the same podcast highlights in my same page. I made a separate channel just dedicated fully to about successful people in Dubai, and it's a podcast channel. Just purely podcast channel
Yeah.
there.
That's good.
That's what it.
Clipping. So you're clipping the
long form.
yeah.
I clip it into multiple, and then I just put it in that channel.
Yeah.
And yeah, and then it really depends. The thing is about this, it really depends on the guest. What kind of value they're adding. Is this something that they can relate, the audience can relate? So the success of that is more on the guest more than me, I would say. I try to make it as best as I can. What's the guest who's adding?
They will know you at all times, not just the guest. That's what the value of podcasts is. Sure, it's always the guest, but then it comes to that you're the one that's bringing
the guest, for sure.
So who's next? And they'll always, be waiting for who's next. Who are you going to bring next?
For sure.
And that's what happens when a podcast grows. So you're doing a great job.
Thank you.
I mean,
Thank you.
I don't have a podcast. We started one in 2018. We didn't continue it because we were growing. But
I mean, how many things you can go on?
it is
right.
It is. I'm happy with what I have. I'm grateful.
Do what you're great at.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good where I am. But you're doing a great job.
Thank you. Thank you. Now, this is a very important question. I'm on TV as well. I'm just saying that. Do you think that traditional way of media is dead?
It's not dead.
Or is it going to fade away? And then social media is just going to take?
Yes and no. No, it's never going to fade away. If that was the case, newspapers would have been gone, right? They're not.
But I don't think they have the same reach as social media now.
No, of course. The reach is, you can't compare the reach. Of course. Live commerce is coming to our region. It's already here, but it's just going to grow and grow and grow. When it comes, doesn't mean social media is going to die out. YouTube has been there for more than a decade. Still active.
But
the largest.
YouTube still is in terms of online media. It's not something related to a newspaper or a TV.
I don't think TV is not going to die out. 100%.
Interesting.
It's not. It will take decades for it to. I don't believe it would.
Now, another question that came to mind, you talked about a little bit about AI.
Yeah.
I know there's one thing called, I think it's something with marketing. It's something, you have an AI avatar that just speaks like, this marketing has been amazing. I know it's an AI, but I'm like, it's still impressive and how much reach it gets.
Yeah, so her name is Avani.
Yeah.
She's a real human. Her real human name is Amani.
Amani, okay.
I named it Avani because I was like, that's cool. It's called Odd Marketing, the page.
Yes.
And the purpose of the page was to just share successful viral marketing stories around the globe. So we started it, and I always had a doubt. This is the actual truth behind Odd Marketing. I'm always a believer that the more human emotions you have, the more you could potentially relate and go viral.
True.
And the more you relate, the more the algorithm will accept it because the engagement increases and you'll go viral. So I'm like, how can an AI avatar have emotions? It can't, right? So it's not going to go viral. Let me try it out. So we created an avatar using HeyGen.
Yeah,
It's a
I know.
like it's not like I'm a genius behind it. We're using a platform that's available. Then we're using a few other platforms out there to kind of sync in the audio and make
11
and
laps.
11 lap. Everybody knows it's not like, again, I'm not a genius finding it. We just put it together and we execute it. And we put and I have for every digital brand, because I have right now 12 digital brands. I've launched a total of 25, and 12 have been successful out of them. So half have been successful.
You mean like similar to Avani?
Yeah, I have others. So anyways, so we launched Avani, and I'm like, let's see how it works. And my metric on success is purely on the basis of 100 pieces of content go out. If my page hasn't built traction, I will kill the brand.
100 in how many days you're talking?
100 in, let's say, less than 60 days.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
That's a lot of content.
Yeah, 1 to 2 a day we usually post.
And you prepared this beforehand, or you just
We prepared 15 beforehand. We post to put pressure on ourselves to always be running out of content, so we create.
Okay.
This is the idea of it. If I want to sit there and create 100, I'll never be done. And, I'll just move on. The trends will change. I can't really push forward. So we created 15 videos, started posting. I think video number 20 went viral. And then we launched the brand on the 6th of December, 2024. It's been 2 months and 4 days. We have 400,000 followers.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
2 months.
2 months.
Interesting.
And celebrities around the globe follow the page.
Very
Big,
interesting.
big celebrities.
That's amazing.
We've generated income, like something I wasn't projecting to generate. It's been very successful.
But something similar to green, like ad marketing, for example. Ad marketing, how do you generate revenue from that when you're just giving value, just talking about the...
So one is brands collaborate with us
Really?
and pay us. So we're somewhat an influencer, you could say. That's the one way. But that's not the most revenue generating method out there. There are other ways. People around the globe, first of all, 60-70% of people don't think it's AI. They think she's real. So that's one thing on its own. And they request to meet for marketing consultancies. So they're like, can we meet to
generate leads?
It's generating leads.
Amazing.
And then we convert those leads to either maybe sell consultancy across the board. Doesn't have to be AI content or
doing production for them. It's just consultancy.
It could be ads. It could be organic content that we do for them. They could be an e-commerce in Australia sending us over their products for us to create content for them that organically will work well. So it all feeds the lead funnel for TriFit Media as a marketing leg, you could say.
When you start having so many leads coming to your business, what is the type of business you're thinking? Like, do you actually accept any leads that come, no matter, like, are you trying to make a reduced price, or do you increase the price so you can manage better leads?
So I do increase the price for sure, but I don't leave no money on the table.
What do you mean?
So if someone has a budget of $1,000, I'll create something for $1,000 that caters to the time and the value I'm putting in that time for $1,000. So I'm not going to say to them, no, I only do things above $5,000. I'll still accept $1,000, but in exchange for the time I'm putting in for that $1,000, and it works so well. I'm selling items, services right now as low as $300.
Oh, wow.
And I have sold and I'm selling campaigns and packages close to $1 million in media. This is not real estate.
Impressive. So you'll never like say refuse
Why?
a potential money that
Apple
comes.
has wires that they sell for 100, and they have MacBooks that they sell for 10, 12, whatever.
I think it becomes easier when you start having a team.
Of course.
But let's say if you have one editor or one,
then
it's like it's not worth the time of that one editor.
But that's the vision, that you want to scale or not. You want to grow out to be the largest or not. I want to grow out to be the largest media network available, at least on digitals, online. This is my goal to do. For sure. And I'm going to go as much as I can, doing whatever I can, being in every domain available in the social media world, at least, to be able to get there. So why not?
Yeah. Coming to an end, what's one piece of advice that completely changed the way you approach the business?
Well, um, Gary Vee is my mentor. Gary Vaynerchuk, for whoever that doesn't know. I'm sure you know.
Jab, 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 hook.
Thank you very
There we
much.
go.
Yeah. And I started TriFit Media because of being influenced by him. And I saw what he's doing and creating, and I fell in love. And I'm like, I want to do that. Never met him before. And he always says, or he said, build the tallest tower in your niche or industry by not destroying the already existing tallest tower there. Build it right next to it. Stand on top of your own tower, look down, and wave at them with a smile. And I think I took that in. I was like, I'm going to do that.
Hmm.
I'm going to do that. Not by doing anything to anyone around. Provide as much as I can. Value, opportunity, chances. Take the sacrifice. Go through it. Take the pain. Go through it. Understand and learn to be one day able to stand on top and smile.
Smile and wave.
Smile. That's it. In a very positive manner, smile. And I think that has always stuck to me to want to do better. And every time I'm demotivated, any day I feel a little bit down, I just open YouTube and put one of his videos. And it just motivates me back to doing more and being there more for as many people as I can.
He does have energy to push you.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Like people ask, where do you get your energy from? Gary Vaynerchuk. I think that's where a lot of the way I'm trying to build and do is from his vision of empowering me to go ahead and always, always, always hold yourself accountable if something isn't going right. Always. And go where the attention is going. And never, never, never be attached to anything on social media.
Interesting.
Because the second you're attached to something, it's going to be a problem. If tomorrow Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, they all shut down. Tomorrow internet doesn't exist. Do you really believe as humans we're not going to find somewhere and gather?
Yeah.
It's the human instinct. It's not even social
That's what
media.
we used to do before.
On the contrary, or I would say I would love to be in that position. Everything shuts down. I know there's going to be something. I want to pioneer it because I missed that chance on different platforms that I wasn't able to do so. I didn't on TikTok. We were the #1 agency on it in the country and in the region. Today we're benefiting from that decision. So why not?
Sound advice. Thank you so much, Mahdi, for
Thanks
being
for
here.
having me.
A lot of good information I think that audience can have for sure.
I'm glad.
All right. Maybe you never know. Next round.
I'm always
Thank you. Thank you so
beautiful.
much.
Thanks for having me.